So I wanted to make a quick little video before the season starts. I know there are a lot of teams out there that only have minimal hours every week to practice, and I know that a lot of you guys are just stuck in the routine of scrimming over and over again. So I wanted to offer you kind of a foundation to build off of and give you a new routine to incorporate in your scrims and make the most out of those 4 to 6 hours every week. In this video, we're going to be making the most of your practice schedule. I'm going to be teaching you how we learn, how our mind kind of works a little bit. We're going to be breaking down the routine that you've previously been dealing with, and then we're going to be building up a well-rounded foundation as well, giving you a new sample schedule that you can carry over into your own practice. So we have 4 methods of learning. These are going to be visual, auditory, kinesthetic, and reading and writing. And I try to cycle these through the practices as much as I can. I try to utilize each of these during the course of the practice. So it's like if you have 2 days of 2-hour blocks, I'm going to be trying to do an hour for each of these. So what a lot of teams deal with is generally kinesthetic learning, going through scrims, going through the motions, getting that muscle memory, just building up their patterns. But through diversifying your practice schedule, you can spread out to the other 3, kind of maximize your potential and get the most out of the time that you're putting in. It's not worth it to just scrim over and over. I want to take a moment and just look at what 2 sample schedules would look like from a couple conglomerations of teams' practice schedules. This is just generally what I've found working with teams. This is what they kind of go into it mentality-wise with. As you can see, it's very bare bones. They're not working with much other than the idea that they're going to be in an offline server or they're going to be in a scrim. They're not thinking of the details of what's going to happen in the server. They're not thinking of what's going to happen in the scrim. They're not thinking about their opponents, the difficulty, what they want to accomplish. They're kind of just going into it, repeating the same thing over and over, maybe changing the maps, maybe changing positions, but it doesn't change the overall definition of your goal. So we can take those schedules and we can actually narrow it down a little bit more. We can break the time down from hour slots into 15-minute slots, and that's what I'm doing here. As you can see, there's a lot more purpose going into this practice schedule. On day 1, we're working on onboarding and integrating information, getting the new ideas into our heads, getting that new mentality, getting that new mindset. And then day 2 is going to be more the implementation. Day 1 is just going to be working on muscle memory, the core foundation of the new integrated info, and then day 2 is going to be taking that and capitalizing with it as much as we can. What can we get away with against good teams, against bad teams? Let me see the difference, readily available. And on day 2, we are actually going to put it up to the test against 2 different opponents, or 2 different environments. We want to see how it works under pressure, how it works under a normal scrim environment. And then we're also going to take it offline. We're going to go talk about it after. It's not worth it just to talk about it before or during the scrim. You also want to analyze together after the fact. And, is it something we want to incorporate? Do we want to wash it away completely? Are there small, minute changes we want to introduce? And those kind of things can carry over. I've had conversations that were 5 minutes get into an hour or so. So looking back, instead of just the basic structure, 3 scrims, maybe an hour of offline servers, now you're getting into more specifics. As you can see on screen here, we're breaking it down more. We're getting a lot more areas for you to actually focus on, and you're doing it with intent. You're doing it with purpose. You're not just going through the motions. This is designed to implement new ideas in under 2 days and kind of keep the ball rolling. You can just rinse and repeat this process with new topics, new ideas, new information as much as you want. You can repeat the 2-day structure over and over. And as you can see, we tie in the 4 methods of learning. You have auditory, visual, kinesthetic, and reading and writing once again. So again, this is a 2-day structure. I'm going to be working on another video for a 5-day structure.